Welcome back to another episode of our series Career Guidance with Professor Ronald Pinto. We have been covering a lot of ground in the last few episodes, and today we are going to focus on the Indian Administrative Service and the Karnataka Administrative Service because we live in Karnataka. We are headquartered in Mangaluru, as you already know, and we are a part of this wonderful state. Now, power and money are something that everybody aspires for, because that's the one thing that everybody believes brings happiness. It's very important, power is very important, but the power to serve is something that is even more important than the power to take. And this is possible only in the Indian Administrative Service and the Karnataka Administrative Service. Of course, the money, the salary is good, everything else is good, the facilities are good. Sometimes you might face difficulties of contradictions in your job, contradicting demands on your job. But those are small things. The power to serve is one that only the IAS and the KAS and the civil services can actually give you. It's one of the highest callings man can have. But to get into that position, IAS and KAS, requires a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice on your part, so that once you get into that service, you will be in a position to do things which others cannot do. And that is why it's one of the highest and most prestigious services in the country. I have given my reasons as to why I believe that the Indian Administrative Service and the Karnataka Administrative Service are the pinnacle of anybody's career aspirations, or should be. Whether you are a doctor, whether you are an engineer, or whether you are just a graduate, which is the minimum level of qualification required. Begin by asking Professor Ronald Pinto as to why he thinks that these two career prospects, that the IAS and the KAS, are the most prestigious in the country.
So thank you, Brian. So dear students and parents, there are many careers in arts, commerce, science, engineering, medical, but among all them, the topmost careers are definitely in civil services. For example, you look at a DC, District Commissioner of our South Canada, Dakshin Kannada. For so many lakhs, there is only one person as the chief, whereas there are so many engineers, so many doctors, so many chartered accountants in one hospital or one road. The amount of power and the service which he enjoys, which is unparalleled. IAS, not only IAS, there are many IPS, IRS, there are many other services, but I find this particular service is one where you can serve the society and serve the people in a better way. Of course, there are political pressures, interventions and so on, but that is there everywhere, even in my profession. You should not do. If you go to North India, I have gone to Delhi and all, Sri Ram College, then Hindu College, and then Stephens College. Every final year wants first IAS. On the contrary, here in Mangaluru, I have gone to almost all degree colleges. Out of 100, maybe just 1 or 2 people are interested. That shows that awareness about the IAS, IPS or IRS is not there in our area. And it our now endeavor to make this IAS program very popular. And the credit of IAS in case of money, power and all cannot be matched with any other services, Brian.
That is true. As I said in my introduction, the power to serve is paramount. Of course, the other powers are also available, but the power to serve is actually one of the greatest benefits of the job. Now, let's say you are interested in joining the IAS or the KAS. What are the various exams that you have to undertake, and how difficult are they?
IAS exam is held in 3 stages. We call this civil service examination. First exam is preliminary. Earlier it was held in the month of June, but because of the pandemic, the dates are changing. We do not know exactly which year, every year. But first stage is called preliminary, where there is one paper on general studies, one paper on aptitude test. And this is only screening test. Lakhs and lakhs people appear. Out of that, people are chosen for the second stage called main exam. Now in this main examination, there are 2 papers, English, Indian language, which you have to just pass, but their marks are not counted for ranking. Next is optional subject. During my time in 1980, I passed my IAS exam in the first attempt preliminary, but the main exam I had to take 2 subjects. I took physics and chemistry, but I was good in chemistry, but physics just bachelor degree, questions are of master's degree level, so I could not succeed. But fortunately now government has made only 1 single subject, 2 papers. So there are 2 papers in the optional subject, and then there are 4 papers in the general knowledge. This shows why general knowledge is very important, why newspaper reading and seeing TV, BBC News, CNN News, NDTV News is must for those who are aspiring for IAS. 1000 marks are there. And next is essay writing, English essay writing, 2 essays, 250 marks. This makes totally you have got 2025 with interview 275. So first preliminary to screen the people, next makes an exam to screen the people for the interview, and 3 times the interview they are chosen for the real selection of IAS, IFS, IRS. Recently about 700 people in India they have chosen, out of which 30 people are from Karnataka. We should be very proud, because there was a time when Karnataka, Kerala, there were nobody in IAS, whereas this year 30 have passed, and especially from Mysore, then Gulbarga and Bengaluru, and none from our area, that is Dakshina Kannada, Udupi area, which is considered brain of the academic excellence. People are not there, preparations are not there. So it is high time that you also start preparing for the civil services.
So just one clarification, the CSAT or the aptitude test or the test of reasoning and other tests, verbal reasoning and logic and all that, is only in the prelims, right?
Yeah, correct.
It's not there in the finals, in the main exam.
Yeah.
And in the main exam it's general knowledge, which is very important, right?
Yeah, 4 papers are there and 1000 marks are there.
Yeah, so this general knowledge 4 papers, what is it all about? I mean, where is the focus?
Yeah, very good. See, I am giving you now this all the papers of the, in the general knowledge they ask questions on Indian and world history, Indian and world geography. Next is the questions on computers. Next questions on general science. Okay. Then questions on English language. Then little of basic mathematics, and then questions on the aptitude for civil services. Now all these make up the paper, that is the questions for the civil services.
Okay, right. So these are the compulsory and optional papers that we already explained, but what are the various, like let's say I passed the final exam, the main exams, I am selected for the civil services. What are the various roles that I can be placed in?
Yeah, actually it seems there are more than 20 services in the civil service. Now IAS, Indian Administrative Service, IPS, Indian Police Service, then we have IFS, Indian Foreign Service, ITS, Indian Telecommunication Service, IRS, Indian Railway Service, IPS, Indian Postal Service. Like that in customs, postal, forest, railways, almost all the departments of the central government, top officers are selected in through IAS one way, second one is through their departmental promotions. One is direct what I should say selection, so you are selected at a very young age between 21-32, others are selected after so many years of his experience. For example, a KAS person, after 10 years he can be promoted to IAS, whereas same post if you pass IAS in the very first year. So there are very young people in the postal department, telecom department or custom department who are young, but they are selected to the IAS. So if you go to Google and find out all the 28 services of the central services are listed in that, which are really great. Now for IAS, IFS, IPS you get very good, you have to get good ranks. But in case your rank is up to say 700 also in the after interview, even there are many chances. Even there are grade A and grade B posts, say IFS, Indian Foreign Service, but in the foreign service they want number of other officials. I have gone to embassies, so many people are working. Similarly, you take revenue service, income tax and all. Okay, there is not one officer, there are so many officers required there. So they have got A and B service. Telecom service, Okay, again same thing. So they want large number of people, and top officers are through the civil service, and others are all called grade B service, as we have in Karnataka.
Loyola Degree College, Bangalore, a prestigious institution run by the Jesuits of Karnataka. The institute provides an advantage of choosing between varied choices of subjects in commerce and arts. Being a Loyolite, experience modern teaching and learning infrastructure. Students of journalism have additional guided facilities in filmmaking, videography and photography. Coaching facilities provided for professional courses CA and CS. 3-day national media tour for journalism students and industrial visit for commerce students. Avail attractive scholarships for better learning. Be rest assured of your safety as the campus follows all COVID protocols. Mix and socialize with peers of multicultural backgrounds. Well-equipped library, multiple sports facilities and encouragement to extracurricular activities. Explore more about exciting careers and higher learning opportunities under the guidance of the placement cell of the college. Here, you not only get formal education, but you get education for life. Begin your venture of knowledge at Loyola Degree College.
Be the change by being at Loyola Degree College.
For online applications, visit www.loyolacollegeblr.com and call or WhatsApp at 94482 77758 or 9148229651.
That's the national service that we're talking about, the IAS. What about the KAS? How different is it? And is it much less or much more difficult than?
There are similarities and dissimilarities between the two. Okay, IAS is held every year without fail by the UPSC, whereas KAS is held by Karnataka Public Service Commission. That depends upon the governments. Now many governments in Karnataka are ranging for just 1 year or 2 years, and then there are a lot of corruption charges, people go to the court, exams are cancelled. In the last 10 years we have find every time exam is cancelled, again reheld, again cancelled, again reheld and so on. But there are many people, I have seen my own colleagues passing exams like Tahsildars, then we have got registrars, then welfare officers, and then youth officers, sports officers, Karnataka department, agriculture department, then horticulture department, then irrigation department. All the top posts, class 1 and class 2 are given through KAS, and for women 33% seats are reserved, and for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and OBCs, for example, now Hindus come under category 1, 2, 3 SC, ST, Muslims come under the 2B category, Christians, Buddhists, Jains come under 3B category. So in case, even though our marks are less, we come under these various categories, we can try. And after 10 years from KAS, one can be promoted to IAS. In our Mangaluru district, there were many district commissioners who just were KAS officers, but later became IAS officers.
Okay. And how are these ranks determined, especially in the IAS? How are these ranks determined?
Yeah, IAS is a very, IAS or KAS is a very complex system. They have first screening test to just screen the people, but then they have main exam where 1750 marks are there for the written examination, and then 275 marks for the interview. Now written exam marks, interview marks are clubbed and make 2025. How does this 2025 actually marks they take? Suppose that year there are 800 vacancies, they want to actually take 3 times the people for the interview. So about 2,500 people are chosen for the interview, and after that best top 800 people are chosen depending upon their caste, reservations and so on. So to go to the second stage, that is main examinations, clearing the preliminary examination is very tough. So you are only a graduate, chances are very less because questions are odd at postgraduate level. But thankfully today now we have NEP, 4-year course. Now 4-year course is almost closer to the foreign course. Foreign also they have got 4-year course, master degree 1-year course. Now in 4 years you get such a good knowledge. I think one subject now it is 2 major in the first year, but 1 major in the final year. I was unlucky because we had 3 majors, physics, chemistry, maths. I could complete my 1 paper in the IAS very easily, got very high marks, but 1 paper physics I could not. But present students are lucky because they have got in the NEP only 1 single subject major in the final year. With that, if it is journalism or history or sociology, political science, anthropology, psychology, it is passing very easy. I feel hereafter our students with just degree are ready to go for the IAS, and ranking depends upon the written exam and the interview combined. Even though your interview marks are less, but you are from village, you cannot compete with the Bombay or Delhi people, still you can be selected based upon your written exam marks are very large, 1750, interview marks are very less, 275. That does not make a big difference.
But I think the most important thing is once you qualify and once you are ranked and once you start working is your integrity. Am I correct?
Yeah, obviously. Number of people are resigned. Even in Mangaluru, you might have seen very good IAS people are resigned because a lot of interference is there. But as a IAS officer, you should not be afraid. Just like a doctor, suppose you are a surgeon, when there is blood oozing out, accident is there, and you have to perform operation, you should be stable. Like that, a IAS person who wants to join, undergoing rigorous training, and should not be worried about all these political pressures or people's demonstration and all. You should be stable like a rock, and then he will become successful. I am blaming those IAS officers of Mangalore or any other place who are resigning because complaining of the interference. No, if you want to go for IAS, you have to expect all this, and this type of interference is in all the services, not only in IAS.
Correct. And it's in fact any job that you think you are doing it the right way, others may not think that you are doing it the right way and will tell you how to do it. Professor said you need to be emotionally and intellectually stable. You've got to strengthen your emotional intelligence as much as your intellectual capability. We have come to the end of this episode, a very interesting episode, and I'm sure after listening to this episode, many of you will want to contact Professor Ronald Pinto to find out how best you can join the services. And you should, because we need, the country needs, the state needs people like you, people who are young, dynamic and honest and full of integrity to serve us. The power to serve is in your hands. You find out the method to do it. If you need more details, contact Professor Ronald Pinto. With that, thank you very much and we'll see you again soon.